Here we have the brand new, reintroduced Toyota CHR. It's nothing like the old one, so let's get into all the details on how Toyota is bringing back a familiar nameplate here into North America. When I started this channel and went full-time in 2020, one of the first cars I reviewed was an orange CHR. And it was a cute car. I mean, it had no power, decent efficiency, it had oodles of styling. And it didn't do that well in America, especially they canceled it after the introduction of the more practical and hybridized Corolla Cross. Here is a CHR, kind of in naming only, but it does good homage to the original CHR that we had a few years ago with its aggressive and standout styling. Let's first get into the exterior design, and then I'll talk about range and charging and all that stuff. Hammerhead design. This is a cue that Toyota is using on the new BZ, no longer the BZ4X, the BZ Woodland, and you see it on the Prius, the Camry, the Crowns, the Crown Signias. It is very familiar here. This feels like a Toyota signature at this point. You look at it and you know it's a Toyota. This takes it to the next level with aggression, this CHR. The CHR has more aggressive inlets on the side that cut into the bumper and give it a more sporty attitude. We also have a little bit more detail at the bottom with these hexagons that give it a little bit more, that extra detail compared to something like the BZ non-4X. All right, I believe this is a new color as well. I'll go ahead and put it in the description what it is. The lighting in here, guys, it's hard to tell what this is, and it kind of looks like a light blue. Now this has the smaller wheels on it. I think these are 18-inch wheels. Let's go ahead and take a look. You can get it, of course, with 20-inch wheels. Yes, 18s. 18s are going to give you the best range. We're talking close to 300 miles of range. I want to say Toyota is estimating 290 miles of range out of its 74.7 kilowatt hour battery. Now, you might be saying, Kirk, doesn't the new BZ electric brother to this, that is not the Coupe-like crossover, doesn't that have more range? And yes, it does, because that vehicle can come in front wheel drive. This is a more aggressive model from the get-go. And so Toyota says, hey, no front wheel drive here. You're gonna want all-wheel drive on this to match its sporty persona. So it is all-wheel drive standard. There are just two grades, SE and XSE. We have 338 horsepower, 0 to 60 on this. Could be, I can't say too much because I've tested this powertrain on the BZ and I'm under embargo. So let's just say it's gonna be under 5 seconds easily, 0 to 60. It's crazy, right? Now, as I'm looking at it from the side, it reminds me of a concept I debuted for you guys just a few years ago at the LA Auto Show. I think that was 2022 LA Auto Show. And that was called the BZ Compact SUV concept. And this is kind of like that production version of it. And actually, I think this looks better than the concept. That is crazy. Now, this vehicle will be coming early 2020, this might be locked, there it goes. It will be coming early 2026. So I believe this will launch in Europe and other markets before here, but in the meantime, we'll have the BZ, which has all the powertrain updates that this has. The BZ version of this will be in the market a little bit earlier before this, and the BZ Woodland make it to the market stateside. You can see up top, this one does not have a sunroof, but it does have some of those nice roof rails. And this is an old CHR trait with the handle tucked up into here. I like how they kept that from the previous generation. Coming to the back, we have this wraparound light bar. The light bar has a single solid line on the top, and then it has kind of like these dotted lines down below, but it looks good. It looks sharp. I haven't seen anything quite like it. Now down below, this is one of my favorite things about the back end, other than the coupe crossover styling, is how aggressive this is down here. If you don't have dual exhaust, how are you gonna make the bottom of your car look sporty? Well, this is one way to do it. Lots of depth, lots of character. I'm sure it's very functional for better aerodynamics. It's a good looking back end, very blocky. I like it, the blacked out CHR logo, the tiny Toyota badge. This is just the SE, right? Because the XSE is gonna give you those larger wheels. Your range is gonna go down with the larger wheels, but let's go and open this up. All-wheel drive, of course, standard, like I mentioned, on this model. we have a separate floor here. You will get an adapter to this vehicle to connect to J1772, I think is what it is. Yeah, 1772 adapter. You'll be able to get that with this car, of course. I wouldn't be surprised if Toyota includes it at no extra charge from the factory. All right, so let's go ahead and close the hatch here. Of course, it's automated. That's great. You don't have to pay extra for it because it comes standard here on this SE. I just love that really aggressive wraparound side styling of the tail lamp. All right, okay, getting into the back seat. I don't have a lot of light to work with. Cloth seats here, so that means the XSE is going to have probably soft text and ventilated seats up front. I like how I have different levels of recline, which is quite nice. Now, I'm worried about headroom. Well, I shouldn't be worried about headroom because I have great headroom. Now, if I have a big roof in here, my headroom's going to be compromised, okay? And I am leaning back quite nicely, all right? And good legroom. Despite how small this thing looks on the outside, has good legroom. USB-C's here. We have vents as well, and a little lamp back here to help you in and out. It would help my kids buckle, really, is what it comes down to. Materials, well, this is pre-production. I don't know if this is going to be the materials on the final version, but we do have like a suede insert here on the door, which is quite nice. All right, I remember getting out of the back of the old CHR was similar to this, but this is easier. The old CHR is so hard and so compromised to work with that back seat, okay? So that door slam was very, very nice. This vehicle, by the way, is going to be made in Japan and brought into the United States. Hopefully it is not going to get hit with those tariffs. All right, we have well, let's turn off the lights. I wanted to show you the turn indicators before we go any further. Turn the hazards on. That looks pretty good. Extremely bright, looks good just the outside. And look, you can see it really nicely from the side with those wraparound taillights. Real bright LED amber turn signal there. Oh, that is good. Look at that hammerhead lobster claw-like amber, bright amber nighttime. Well, it's nighttime, feels like nighttime in here, but the daytime running light that also acts as a combination turn signal. That is absolutely fantastic. All right, turning that off. Well, we have 116 miles on this. This thing's been driven. It's gently used. I don't have a key in here, so I'm not going to be able to turn on the screen for you, but this is the same 14-inch screen we see on the BZ model, the 2026 BZ. We have the volume knob, we have the climate control temperature knobs here, the vents down below, dual wireless charger. You also have your drive select, 360 camera. You'll see that on the XSE model, for example. All right, here's your armrest, and it can open on both sides, felt on the inside. And these seats, you know, you kind of have this synthetic leather or soft text trimming on the outside, but cloth on the inside, which is perfect for me because hot Florida. The cloth seats just work so well. All right, I like this dash. Look at the lines, the stripes on here. Has a nice texture to it. Absolutely fantastic. And this grill, speaker grill, looks like it was taken out of the BZ brother to this, all right? And gosh, this dash is awesome. I really like it. It reminds me of the dash in the BZ Woodland. Now, we have a really small screen here, as you can see, with a big bezel. So I think in the future iterations of this car, they're just gonna update this screen back here to fit the entire, oh, I hit the blinker, the entire screen instead of this 7-inch screen. Because it looks out of place. Like design-wise, it's like maybe they just couldn't source the bigger screens. I just came out of the Lexus ES, and it has the same outline of a screen, but the whole screen, this whole portion is digital. Just looks like it looks like it's underbaked here. I'll just say that. And the steering wheel looks like the same as taken out of a Prius. You're gonna have regen brake settings. No one-pedal driving, but I think that's gonna be fine for most people. All right, ambient lighting, easy to customize. I like it. It looks real clean, real simple, but is there some on the, there are some around the door handles. So you can see up in there. It's gonna be interesting to see what Toyota prices this at. You know, with no front wheel drive model, only one battery pack, only 2 trim levels. It's gonna be more expensive, more than likely, than the BZ model. And the BZ model's less compromised. It has more space, more interior space, more cargo space, more passenger space. It'll get better range because it has a front wheel drive variant of it. But the styling of this CHR is so impressive that I don't care. I'll take some of the compromises that this has and get the better looking vehicle. That's just me. Now, maybe I need to drive it, kind of know how it drives because I've driven the BZ version of this. I can't say anything about what it's like to drive, but stay tuned for that. And guys, I cannot wait to see what Europe thinks about this because they're getting this vehicle, I believe, around this summer. All right, so stay tuned for more Toyota content coming from HQC 2025, where Toyota and Lexus is showing so many new and refreshed products and special editions coming out in the next year. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.